Hey, hello everyone. I want to present a case study, the McDonald's digital transformation, which was the introduction of mobile order and pay app feature, as well as a self-service kiosk. So first, I'm going to start with the company overview. The McDonald's was initially established in year 1940 by Richard and Maurice McDonald's in Chicago, U.S. It has now over 39,000 stores in over 10, in around 100 countries, and it has 69 million customers daily. And it uses franchise-based model, meaning that the different individuals they run their own restaurants under the McDonald's brand and basically yeah, and the standards and McDonald's standards, operating standards, and they pay royalties to the McDonald's. And so the revenue stream for McDonald's, apart from royalties, is company sales and real estate. So for the real estate, what McDonald's did was they bought some lands and they construct restaurants and they lease the restaurants to different people. So by far, this company is the largest and most influential company in the U.S. In the U.S. fast food industry, and it is projected to reach 425.2 billion in sales. Now let's go to the mobile order and pay app feature. So this feature was introduced in year 2017, and it enabled customers to place orders and choose a convenient pickup option, such as drive-through, curbside, front counter, and table services. And moreover, apart from this contactless contactless technology, there was another one was introduced before that that was known as self-service kiosks in year 2015, and it was expanded over the years. And I'm gonna go over it like briefly. So talking about, so let's see how they implement this change through some theoretical frameworks, starting with TAM. Technology Acceptance Model, or TAM, was introduced by Fred Davis in 1986. So this basically what it says is that in order for people to adopt the new technology, there should be two principles there. There should be two elements there: perceived ease of use and perceived usefulness. So perceived usefulness says that for McDonald's, basically, it was perceived useful. I mean, it's abundantly clear because first of all, there was no need to stay in the line, and they could order in advance, so they could buy a lot of time for themselves, and also they could receive the food however they like because there were different pickup options. And also, AI-driven analytics allow personalized promotions for customers uh, to customize rewards, and which eventually lead to customer retention. Now, for the perceived ease of use, so McDonald's tried to create this feature as as user friendly as possible. Like they try to make it user friendly, and also they were like a step-by-step instruction on self-service kiosks, and they add different payment methods such as Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, and they support multiple languages, different languages, and also, according to the Lee and colleagues, app users surveyed in their research, they showed greater satisfaction and maintained their usage habits. So that means that if they were successful eventually. Now, another theory is called UTOT. So this UTOT, or Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology, it also incorporates the previous two elements, but also includes social influence and facilitating conditions. So social influence, in simple terms, means that, for instance, if you see that your friends use a certain technology, the chances that you adopt that technology is higher. because of social influence. That is social influence. And facilitating condition means that basically a company, if the company like provides resources like training, like whatever resources, if they facilitate the adopting, that is called facilitating conditions. So for the social influence, for the McDonald case, it was reported that in year 2017, digital marketing campaigns alongside app promotions, they actually fostered adoption among users. And it happened through peer recommendation and online interactions. And for facilitating conditions, what McDonald's did was that they add Wi-Fi access and they add multiple payments, as I already mentioned, and they inserted a third-party relationship with Uber Eats, DoorDash, and to Grubhub, and bring those services into their app. Now, how would McDonald's have implemented uh, this new feature using Cotter's change model? So the Cotter's change model management has 8 different steps, starting with urgency. So they had to come up with an urgency. They had to like focus and bold an urgency. So they try to like they created this agencies mentioning that okay, why the change is required and what are the risks involved if they do not change. So from my understanding from the research, I thought that they leverage market competition by focusing on by focusing on uh, because the other like the other competitors like the other rivals such as Starbucks and Domino's had already they have introduced their app and this feature. So I think this is how they create this industry. So the second step was guiding coalition. So they formed influential people in the organization to work together with franchises and IT team to push this, to implement this forward, to push it forward. And the third step was to forming a strategic vision and step by step and there's initiatives basically. So they come up with this vision to become a technology-based fast food enterprise that delivers a smooth digital experiences with numerous pickup and payment options. And the later in the next step, they need to communicate the vision and make sure that this vision is understood by stakeholders and franchises and stakeholders. The fifth step was to empowering them. So they need to resolve the issues. They resolve the franchise issues through financial benefits and IT assistance. And then they generate short-term wins, and they did because they wanted and because they are needed they needed to create momentum and to show the benefits of the change. So they did this through, and they received actually validation through accomplishing of high app downloads as well as positive customer feedbacks. I mean, that's how they understood that they accomplished this step. And on the next step, they scale and they expand. So through the AI-driven recommendation alongside the My McDonald's reward program, McDonald's achieved they achieved a higher amount of customer engagement. And eventually, they need to fix this change. They need to make sure that this change is anchored. So they ensure that the changes are integrated into the culture and the organization policies. Now, to evaluate the outcomes, there were some positive outcomes first to mention. First of all, it was increased customer satisfaction, and there was higher app retention was reported, and there was operational efficiency, and of course, in the end, the mobile app loyalists drove both repeat purchase and revenue growth, according to the Lee and colleagues. And there were challenges. So, for instance, one of the challenges was technology anxiety. So, a number of customers found it difficult to adopt the mobile app because they were not comfortable with digital interfaces. And there was privacy concerns. So, some people there were concerns about like data security from users. they were concerned about it. And then it was employee training. Of course, they need further training for the employees uh, to make sure that it is implemented. And also there was franchisees resistance, and this resistance happened because the cost that was associated with implementing the technology was high. So they need to. This was a challenge for them to solve. So that's about it. Thank you for listening, and yeah, that's all. Have a good night.